Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Ashley and today I'm going to be doing a very long-awaited secondary haul of everything that I purchased during the final days of the most recent Sephora sale. Now in my original haul, which I'll have linked down in the description box below if you missed that one, I had mentioned that the store closest to me didn't have quite everything that I was hoping to pick up. So I did place another order that day. And then I went back in store at one point, and then I put another order in online. So I just waited, collected everything up together, and that is what we're going to be playing with here today. I'm super excited about so many of the things that I got. A lot of these things are ones that I've been wanting for a while and was waiting for the sale in order to pick up. So one quick thing, it is raining a ton where I am. Right now we're in a bit of a lull. But if it picks back up later, that is the sound that you may or may not be hearing. And also my puppy is in here with me. I say puppy, but he's like 9 years old. And he's terrified of any weather condition. So if you hear anything like whimpering, that would be him. Right now he's sleeping right at my feet, but just throwing it out there for you. Okay, let's talk first about the two tools that I picked up during the sale. The first of which is from Makeup by Mario. My camera, there we go, is just not really wanting to focus so well right now. So I have been wanting this makeup brush for a good long while now. It's just not been something I have been willing to spend the money on, which sounds silly because I buy a ton of makeup. But this gets such great reviews and I'm really excited about it. So this is the F4. And I believe it is a foundation multitasker brush. It's really, really soft, but I've seen so many people talk about this brush specifically being such a workhorse and that it is one of their favorite brushes that they go back to time and time again. So I'm really, really excited to play with it. I kind of bounce back and forth between brushes and sponges, just kind of depending on the makeup itself or the mood that I'm in. So I'm very excited about that. And then from Rare Beauty, I did pick up the blush brush. Again, this is something that I've wanted for ages. I just have not prioritized it, but this has been out forever. It is the original brush that came out with the soft pinch liquid blushes, but I love it, the dual fiber aspect of it. Oftentimes when I'm using very pigmented blushes and I'm using something that's a little bit stiffer, I've noticed that it can kind of get everywhere. So I'm hoping something like this will help me be a little bit more controlled in my application, because I have noticed I'm falling into the category of person who's getting a little bit blush blind. And in here, when I'm putting on my makeup, I guess the lighting is different or the mirror is different or something, because I'm like, okay, I'm looking all right. But then I catch a glimpse of myself like in my car or in the bathroom or something, and I'm like, whoa, you are really cheeked up, girl. So just trying to get it under control. Let's talk about the one restock that I have, and that is from Merit. This is the Great Skin Instant Glow Serum. This is my second full-size bottle of it. Almost finished with my first. I also went through a sample. Really, really, really love that for my skin. It just gives such a beautiful, hydrated feel and look to my skin, and makeup sits so beautifully on it. I've honestly gotten to the point where I just cannot imagine doing my makeup or going through my morning skincare routine without that. So I'm very happy to have a brand new full-size bottle in my life. And then everything else is makeup. Some of this I've talked about, some of this I haven't. I did pick up from NARS. This is the Light Reflecting Makeup Setting Mist. I really wanted to kind of test it out against the Makeup by Mario. Those were the two that I was on the fence for. And so I did go ahead and pick up the one from NARS as well. I love setting sprays. I always say I don't use them to necessarily set my makeup. Longevity is not something that I struggle with. However, because I do use a lot of powders, I just really like them all to meld together and look a little bit more skin-like. And for me, makeup mists really help with that. So I'm very excited to kind of pit them against each other, see which one I like better and which one works the best for me and my particular needs. When I went in store, I did end up picking up the new Ethereal Eyes Moonlight palette from Makeup by Mario. I was very much on the fence about this, not because it isn't gorgeous, because it is, but because I have a lot of eyeshadow palettes, and as you can see, I do tend to go for a little bit of kind of a more statement sort of look, and that is not what these palettes are for. These palettes are definitely much more for your everyday uses. The mattes are a little bit softer. They require more building and things like that, which is not bad. It's just different from what I typically wear. However, when I went in store, oh, I got pulled in, and I will tell you which shade did it and set me over the edge. It was this one right here. It just looks white in the pan, but it is a beautiful, like, complex. I don't know if the lights will wash it out or not. Yeah, I don't think you can see it, but oh, it is so pretty. It has like blue and pink and purple sparkles all throughout it, and I swatched this shade, and it is what put me over the edge to purchase it because it is so stinking pretty. All of the shimmers in at least the original Ethereal Eyes palette, they look a bit more intense here in the pan. However, they are a very, very fine shimmer that are much more geared towards topper shades. So if you like a little bit of sparkle, but you kind of want to go for a somewhat understated kind of sparkle, these palettes I think you would absolutely love because they are just so deceptively beautiful. They are not like this where you see it from across the room, but when you're standing there speaking to someone and you see just that twinkle, it's so pretty. It is so pretty. So I'm very excited to play with it, and even though it is a pricey palette, I'm really glad that I saw it in store, swatched it, and decided to pick it up because I think it's going to make a beautiful addition to the rest of the eyeshadow palettes that I have in spades. While I was there, I also picked up another item that I had been kind of eyeing, but again, I was not sure I really wanted to spend $30 on one cream eyeshadow. This is from Kulfi. I've heard nothing but amazing things about these little eye pots, and I swatched it in store, and I could not buy it. So the shade that I picked up is the shade Sona Sona. And in the pan, or in the pot rather, it just looks like a lovely gold foiled eyeshadow, but it is not. Oh my God, this is just full of the most amazing glitter, and it's so incredible. Like, I swatched it, and there was nothing that would have stopped me from buying it. I would have purchased the tester if I could have. Gosh, my lights are just too much for this. You will not get any of the nuance in here because it is a multitude of different shades. It's got gold, it's got silver, it's got almost like a lilac in there. Like, it is so complex and beautiful. I will try really hard to find some good lighting where I might be able to get a better swatch because the way that my lights are on right now, there is just no doing it justice, and I've got soft boxes, so I can't like turn the brightness up and down because they're inexpensive soft boxes, but it's beautiful. I've already worn almost everything here that I purchased, and it's amazing, and it did not budge on me all day long. I do have issues with creasing because I have hooded lids. This stayed put, and it was amazing. And I love it, and I'm so happy I spent $30 on a single eyeshadow because it was worth it. I did also pick up one of the new Hourglass liquid blushes. This is the Unreal Liquid Blush. I picked mine up in the shade Whim. I don't know if it, now that I have it, was the perfect shade for me, but I wanted something that was a little bit on the brighter side, because sometimes I find that I tend to gravitate towards the same sort of shades of blush, and they can look quite muted. You Just get the tiniest little bit of it out because you do not need much with these at all. So it kind of looks like Pepto. That is what it looks like there as the droplet. But once you spread it out, it is just a bubblegum bright pink, almost leaning on a slightly purpley undertone. And I have used it once, and I used way too much of it. So I'm interested to try it again. But that's why I say I might have picked up the wrong shade. I think there's another shade like Scene or Scenic, something along those lines, that might have been a little bit better suited for me. But I am really happy to have it, and I'm excited to play with it. The one that I've not been able to put down, though, is from Huda Beauty. So this is their blush filter from their Icy Nude collection. They released 2 new shades, Latte, which is what I have, and then I think the other one is called Coco Loco, which I wanted, but I just didn't know that it would be able to be workable on my incredibly pale skin. But this is amazing. I've worn this so many times because I can't not wear it. So it looks pretty unassuming once you put it on. Like, that looks pretty brown, right? But then when you blend it out, it has this like amazing kind of burnt red undertone to it. It's so beautiful. Like, it is so beautiful. I cannot get over how flattering it is. So that's why I almost went back and picked up Coco Loco. I don't want to get ahead of myself, right? I picked up some eye pencils and lip pencils because I do tend to do that during the sale. I was reserved. I only picked up 3. So the one that I am most excited about is I picked up another of the Makeup Forever Artist Pencils. This one is in the shade Universal Earth. Julia Adams talks about this one a lot, and that is why I wanted to pick it up. But I feel like this is going to be a really great shade for me. So I'm very excited about that. I have Wear Over Walnut, and it is absolutely one of my favorites. I really do enjoy the formula. I almost picked up one of their new formulations, one of the waterproof ones, but I decided to stick with what I knew and go with that. So I'm really excited about it. And then I picked up 2 eyeliners from the Sephora House Brand collection. It is 30% off during the sale, and I do tend to like these. So I picked up one of the 12-Hour Colorful Crayon. This is a waterproof formula, and it is in the shade Cappuccino. It is a brown eyeliner that has a little bit of kind of a golden green undertone, but it also has gold shimmer in it. And I feel like on my skin tone and on my eyes that that's going to be very, very flattering. And then the other one that I picked up is from their just 12-hour retractable liner. Like, I'll be honest, I don't really know what the difference is between these 2 formulas. Their packaging is different, and I think they might be at slightly different price points. But the second shade that I picked up is the shade Shimmering Green. And I picked it up specifically because my ColourPop Wildcat eyeliner finally gave up the ghost, and I really wanted something to replace it with, and this is about the closest I could find. And I'm really, really looking forward to using it. That is very, very creamy. Put the lid back on. So this is that shade right there. As you can see, it's a very reflective, metallic, olivey sort of green. So very excited about that. That was a lot of hand motions right there. And then the last thing that I purchased that I am, you guys, over the freaking moon about is this right here. I wanted to pick this up in the spring. This is the Prada foundation. I've been wanting this for so long, and I'm glad that I held out. I let you guys talk me out of it at the spring sale, and I'm glad because I would have purchased the wrong shade. So in the first order that I placed from Sephora, I opted for one of my samples to be a card full of Prada foundation, and one of the shades, LN5, perfect match. I used it every single day that I possibly could. I think I got 3 applications out of it, and I loved it every single time. The original shade that I had thought that I was matched better to was LN10. And one of the samples that came on the card was one of the L10s. And it was not the right shade for me at all. LN5 is perfect. It is what I'm wearing today. I know, it is so expensive. It is so expensive. It is so beautiful. It is so beautiful. I realize that I spend entirely too much money on makeup. I have 0 regrets about the purchase of that foundation. And I can't wait to play with it more. I love it so much. So we're going to stop there. That is everything else that I've picked up from Sephora. I have a couple of things that I picked up from Ulta that I'll probably sort of pop in here and there. Nothing like earth-shattering or anything like that. But yeah, I would love to know what your thoughts are. Did you pick up anything during the sale? Did you go as bananas as I did? Hopefully not, because this is not sane. But I would love to hear your thoughts on any of these products that you have used and what you are excited to see. If you have enjoyed this video, I hope that you'll give it a thumbs up, and please consider subscribing before you leave. Thank you so much for spending some time with me today. I hope that you're having an amazing day, and I will see you next time. Bye.